Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies Man once again, and today we are doing another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 58. It was a pretty interesting chapter. It was a very kind of transitionary type of chapter, but we'll talk about that when we talk about it. First, let's look at the news segment here today. There's a bit of news. For one, Volume 2 of the English release comes out next week. Volume 1 of the Spanish-Mexican release is already up for pre-order. There's actually two versions. If you want to buy the Panini exclusive version, which has an alternate cover, and it comes with a special postcard, you can buy that through Panini exclusive. It costs about 270 pesos, I think, which is, or 250 pesos. I can't remember exactly, but it's about $12. The book is a small size. I think it's a B6, but it might be a regular Japanese tankobon size. I'm not sure. But they also have the regular edition, which also comes with a bookmark, as all volume 1s of Mexican series come with, and that's pretty interesting. I don't think I'm gonna get one myself. I definitely thought about getting the Panini exclusive one, but I don't necessarily think that I really want to. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is buying a regular edition when I go to Mexico at some point in the future. So I'll probably end up doing that at some point, but right now my plan is not to buy the special Panini exclusive version, but I might. I haven't really decided. Other than that, there seems to be an announcement for the anime, although it hasn't been officially announced by any of the official Kaiju number 8 things, either the Twitter for Kaiju number 8 or the mangaka, but there's been a lot of rumblings about it. There's been a lot of people that say that this is coming, and my understanding is that Toho is involved. I don't know who they are or what they have been doing, but I know that they're not the ones doing the anime. They're not working on the anime specifically. They're helping produce it, so I don't necessarily know what that means. I think they're going to be like the company that's overseeing the other company that develops the anime, but it is interesting that there's an announcement in the works or coming at some point. Some people were saying that this was probably a negative thing, but I don't think so. I think 60 chapters is a pretty good starting point to start developing an anime. Usually, announcements for anime aren't really done until the 100 chapter mark, so we still have a bit of ways to go. But by the time that they announce that, they'll probably have the first 10 or 12 episodes of the anime done. As far as I understand it, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that is how I think it works. So if you guys have a different understanding of that, please let me know down in the comments. Other than that, that's all there is for the news. Pretty exciting stuff, actually. And yeah, in terms of recap, I don't actually remember exactly what happened in the previous chapter, but if I remember correctly, it's actually something along the lines of Hoshina has finished talking to number 10, and he goes to the meeting, and then at the meeting, they all kind of start to talk about what's happening here, and they figure out that, number 9 is dangerous, number 10 wants to be used, and they're trying to mobilize stuff to see where they can kind of go, because apparently the idea was that it's not necessarily about how to fix the fact that there is a information leak, because number 9 has absorbed Mr. Shinomiya, but rather about how to create new contingency plans so that the information is kind of useless. So I think that's kind of what they've been trying to work there, and that's what happened last time, or something along those lines. But yeah, now let's look at the discussion and review for chapter 58. It's only 15 pages. It was actually really short. And like I said, this is mostly an exposition dump / transitionary chapter. It's setting up the gearing up for the proper beginning of this arc, because, I mean, the arc has started, but this is all like the setup chapters before we get into the action. And it continues last chapter's meeting. They're kind of correlating the Kaiju emergence rate and the strength. Usually they were 2.6. Now they're about 4.85% or 5 power level. And this is concerning because it means that Kaiju are emerging more often and way more strongly than they were before. And this is concerning because, of course, this means that a continued rate of this, the Japanese Defense Force is not able to to deal with the threats because they're going to be too powerful soon enough, and that's dangerous, right? And then we get to learn a lot about where the kaiju come from in a very classic kaiju thing. They come from like the Mariana Trench, more or less. And kaiju emergence is basically due to fault energy, as in like the energy that is created at faults between different tectonic plates, where they shift, where they open, where they close, and where there's moving around in the ocean, as well as elemental kind of situations, and kind of the stuff that is in the ground in those areas. So you can kind of assume that it's fossils and ocean currents and ocean creatures and stuff like that. And it doesn't tell you exactly where it is, but everything they tell you is like a circuitous route to tell you, hey, all of the monsters come from the Mariana Trench, which is a very classic kaiju kind of thing. And of course, is where all of the kaiju come from in Pacific Rim. So that's pretty interesting. There's this very beautiful looking piece of art in the chapter where it just shows you like this like fault line in the ocean, and that's of course the Mariana Trench, which is pretty interesting. And they got to make a move after the kaijus because of this assimilation that I was talking about. Mr. Shinomiya has been absorbed by number 9, and it has been learned that number 9 can take the memories of the people he assimilates. I don't exactly remember how they figured that out. I think they just kind of said it, and it's just how it is. I'm not exactly sure. So they need to create new factors to mess up number 9, and that's where the up-and-coming new kids on the block come in, right? So there's Reno and all of the other guys that were in the division with them. Kikoru and Kafka basically are like the top pair from that group, but they're basically known entities because Mr. Shinomiya knew about them very specifically. Mr. Shinomiya didn't know too much specifically about the rest of them, and they talk about number 6, number 6, the weapon needing a new user, and they seem to have found one that is compatible with it, and this happens to be Reno. So Reno Ichikawa is coming back, and he is going to be relevant to the story again. Thank God. I was missing my boy. Yes, we've had some awesome characters. We got Narumi and Hoshina and Mina and Kikoru and Mr. Shinomiya and Kafka. But Reno and Kafka were like the OGs, right? They're the original characters. I'm really happy that he's been off training and that he's going to come back stronger than ever. And we're going to have a very great Kafka and Reno reunion coming up here soon. And I'm really excited about that because Reno is one of my favorite characters in the story. Probably second or third, depending on how I rank Kafka and Kikoru at any given moment. So I'm really happy he's coming back. And it's really exciting. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I forgot to mention in the news segment, but the chapter for Kaiju number 8 is either being delayed to next Thursday, or that was the original schedule for it. I can't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be a Kaiju number 8 chapter this Thursday, but there wasn't one. So it's been changed to the next Thursday. I'm not exactly sure. I might be wrong about that. But it's coming out here soon, next week, the 1st of April. And that's pretty interesting. Hopefully they don't do a April Fool's joke or something and just give us illustrations, but because that would suck. But hopefully we get a nice big chapter next week to make up for this one being so short. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.